Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're really digging into something super important for your business. Google's latest moves with AI in search.
Yeah, and what that actually means for your online strategy, like right now.
Exactly. If you're, running a business, maybe C-level, trying to navigate all this digital stuff, you're definitely in the right place.
We've been looking closely at some key reports to try and bring some clarity. There's the Google SEO in the AI search era, a study guide.
Right.
That piece from Search Engine Journal, Google confirms structured data is still essential. And also insights we picked up from the Google AI Search Insights, Madrid Conference 2025. So this is pretty much straight from Google, their Search Central live event and related stuff. It gives a good sense of where their head's at.
Yeah, and our goal here is pretty simple, really, but important. Pull out the key, actionable stuff from all that.
Got through the noise.
Totally. We want to give you a clear picture, no crazy tech jargon, of how AI in Google search actually impacts your strategy. What does it mean for your business? That's what we're aiming for.
And to help us ground this, make it practical, we're really happy to have Lex and Vera here from the Shield Media podcast show.
Welcome, Lex and Vera.
Yeah, they run a digital marketing agency, and they're super focused on local SEO, PPC, SMM.
Right. Helping businesses, especially Western clients, really succeed online.
Thanks for having us. Excited to be here.
Yeah, great to join the conversation.
Absolutely. Your real-world experience with SEO and marketing is going to be gold as we break this down. And for everyone listening, the business owners, the execs, just know this session, it's built for you.
We're zeroing in on what you need to understand right now to, adapt and keep winning.
We'll be hitting the main shifts from these Google updates, things like Google's AI approach this R thing.
Right, RG, and how crucial structured data still is, apparently.
Yeah, and whether you need totally new optimizations, like should we panic?
Good question.
How you control your content in these AI features and what analytics might look like down the road.
Exactly.
Now, before we jump into the real details, just a quick heads up. If this breakdown is helpful and you're thinking, wow, navigating this AI shift feels like a lot, just keep Lex and Vera and their team at Shield Media in mind.
Yeah, they specialize in exactly this stuff. Local SEO, PPC, SMM, especially for Western clients. They're really set up to help you adjust your strategies. We'll mention how to connect later on.
Definitely. And hey, if you're finding this valuable, do us a favor, hit that follow button. Don't miss future deep dives.
Yeah, please do. And maybe share it with colleagues, other business folks who are wrestling with this changing search world. Helping each other stay updated is, well, key.
Okay, Lex, Vera, let's start unpacking this. Google's AI approach, RG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Lex, what's the core idea? Why should our listeners care?
Right, RG. Well, what's interesting is how it shows us, how their AI is actually building those answers you see, those AI overviews. Yeah. Think of it like the AI does its homework before it talks. So someone asks a question, it triggers an AI overview, and the system first goes and retrieves fresh, relevant info from the web. That's the retrieval bit.
And it doesn't just stop there. Once it has that current information, it uses it to kind of boost its own knowledge base, and then it generates the answer.
Yeah.
And the really crucial part, which Google calls grounding, is that these answers, they link directly back to the sources they use. You actually see the citations in the AI overview.
Ah, okay. So it's not just making stuff up from thin air. It's showing its work, basically.
Exactly. And for businesses, that's massive. It really highlights, again, how important it is to have content that's seen as authoritative, trustworthy.
Yeah, reliable.
So Google can actually find it and use it as a credible source. If you want your expertise showing up in those AI answers, the basics quality content are still absolutely vital.
Right. So if your site is known for solid info in your field, you've got a better shot at being cited by the AI. Makes sense. Now, here's something that made me pause. Google clearly said no special AI optimizations are needed. That sounds almost too easy. Vera, what's really going on there?
Yeah, that's a good point to pick up on. It's true. They aren't like handing out a new checklist of AI-only tasks right now. But you have to see the context, right? these AI features are still pretty new, relatively speaking. How people use them is changing all the time.
And also, the performance data from these AI things isn't separate in Google Search Console yet. It's
Yeah,
all just mixed in with the regular search data.
exactly.
So Google's argument is kind of like, look, trying to optimize like crazy for something that's still shifting and doesn't even have its own distinct metrics yet,
Yeah.
maybe hold off.
Right, could be a waste of time or worse.
Yeah, it could even send you down the wrong track. They're basically saying, stick to what we know works.
Okay. So we don't need to rip up our SEO playbook and search for some secret AI sauce.
Not at all.
But it sounds like we should be doubling down on the proven best practices.
Precisely. Think of Google's AI as this, like, super smart reader trying to find the absolute best, most helpful, most trustworthy stuff.
Okay.
So the better you are at making your content clear for traditional search, clear writing, good keywords matching what people search for, good user experience,
Yeah.
the better you'll be set up for the AI to see it as valuable too.
The fundamentals are still your best bet.
That clicks. Now, let's switch gears to something Google keeps hammering home. Structured data. They're saying it's still vital in this AI era. Why? I mean, Lex, with AI being so good at understanding language, shouldn't it just get our content without all that extra markup?
That's a really smart question, actually. It gets right to how machines will process things. AI is amazing with human language, no doubt.
Yeah.
But structured data, it gives computers, Google's AI included a super clear, like totally unambiguous map. It helps them interpret and categorize your content really efficiently.
It's like putting explicit labels on the key info on your page,
Mm-hmm.
product details, event times, ratings, stuff like that, in a language machines just get instantly.
So it's like giving the AI the cheat sheet for our content.
Kind of, yeah. Even though the AI can read plain text, using structured data just guarantees those key details are recognized right away.
Mm-hmm.
And that means they can be used in different search features, maybe even making those AI overviews richer with specific facts. Google themselves said using it provides a clear advantage for how your stuff shows up.
A clear advantage. Okay, that's pretty strong wording. So for anyone who's maybe let structured data slide or isn't doing it thoroughly, it sounds like it needs to move up the to-do list.
Absolutely. It's just about making it dead simple for Google to understand what your content is about and why it's valuable. And they're specifically pointing towards the types that give you those visual boosts in results, rich snippets, things like that.
Right, the things that make your listings pop.
Exactly. Which, in turn, makes you a more likely candidate for the AI to reference.
Makes sense. Now, for a lot of business owners, the idea of AI summarizing their carefully written content, it can feel a bit worrying. Vera, do we get any say in how our stuff shows up in these AI features, like the overviews?
Yes, thankfully, Google did address this, and the good news is the controls are mostly things you probably already know from regular search snippets.
Okay.
If you absolutely don't want Google using snippets from your content in AI overviews, you can use the robots.not-snippet tag. Just add that meta tag, meta name, robots value, not snippet into the HTML head of your page.
Okay, so good old no snippets still works. What if, Lex, we only want to block certain parts of a page, not the whole thing?
You've got that option too. Google supports using data no snippet tags. You basically wrap the specific bit of content you want to exclude, like div data no snippet, exclude this bit div.
Ah, more granular control.
Yeah, it lets you hide specific info from snippets and AI overviews, but still lets the rest of the page be used. You can also use the max-snippet tag to set a character limit if you want to give some flexibility but set a boundary.
Good to know we still have those tools. Now, tracking the impact of all this AI. Vera, are we expecting like a whole new set of AI reports in Google Search Console soon?
That's definitely the million-dollar question for marketers right now.
Mm-hmm.
But currently, Google's stance is no. The data from AI features is just rolled into the overall performance data in Search Console.
Right. There isn't a separate AI overview clicks report or anything like that yet.
Their reasoning, from the conference anyway, is that these AI features are still changing quite a bit.
Still kind of fluid.
Yeah, and giving out separate data streams that might jump around a lot could just confuse people more at this stage.
Okay. So for now, we need to kind of read the tea leaves in our existing metrics. Look for shifts in impressions, clicks, rankings, and figure AI might be playing a role.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You'll likely see changes, yeah. And you just have to analyze them, knowing the landscape includes AI now. They also mentioned no immediate plans to report on Gemini use separately in Search Console, partly because of privacy concerns.
But they did kind of leave the door open, suggesting it could change as things settle down.
Right. Sounds like we stick with our holistic SEO data for now and just watch for trends. Now, something else came up, this LLMs.txt file idea. Sounds like robots.txt, but for AI models. Lex, what's that about?
Yeah, that was an interesting side discussion. The idea would be to give website owners more specific control over how AI systems use their site content for training. Like robots.txt tells crawlers what they can and can't do.
Okay.
But Google's John Mueller suggested it might mostly be useful for AI systems that are like totally new to a site and don't already know about its content.
Since Google already has a pretty good map of the web.
Exactly. For Google's own AI, like Gemini and Vertex AI, they're already using a specific identifier, user agent token, within the existing robots.txt file for training.
Right.
And crucially, they stress this training usage doesn't affect your search rankings at all.
So while maybe LLMs.txt becomes a bigger deal later with other AI companies, it doesn't seem like a priority for Google right now.
Okay, good. So one less thing for the immediate to-do list. No need to rush out and create an LLM.txt file for Google.
Exactly. Keep the focus on optimizing for regular search, which, like we said, helps your visibility in the AI features too, indirectly.
So pulling this all together then, Lex and Vera, what's the big picture message for, SEO folks and business leaders listening? What should they really take away about AI in Google search?
The clearest message from Google, really, is that core SEO stuff. It's more important than ever.
Really?
Yeah. The basics, making sure your site can be crawled and indexed properly, optimizing content for relevance and quality, good user experience, none of that is going away. Google sees AI as like another way for users to find information, not something that replaces the need for solid SEO fundamentals.
So it's not panic time. Don't throw out existing strategies.
Definitely not. Your current SEO skills, your strategies, they're still super relevant.
Yeah.
The key is just to stay informed about how AI is changing things and, adapt thoughtfully.
Keep up with new features.
Yeah, keep focusing on creating really valuable content, make sure your technical SEO is strong, and definitely prioritize getting that structured data right.
That actually feels quite reassuring. So for you listening, the business owners, the C-suite folks, the main point isn't some scary need for brand new AI SEO tricks.
Not really, no.
It's more about doubling down on your SEO basics, making sure that structured data is spot on, and just consistently creating content that genuinely helps your audience.
Exactly right. And don't forget those tools we mentioned for managing how your content might appear in AI overviews, if that's something you're worried about.
Stay informed, keep an eye on your performance in Search Console, and just be ready to adjust as Google's AI stuff keeps evolving.
And on that note, if making those adjustments feels overwhelming, remember our experts here, Lex and Vera, and the team at Shield Media.
Yeah, their expertise in local SEO, PPC, SMM, especially for Western clients, could be a huge help in keeping your strategy effective in this AI world.
Seriously, we really encourage you to connect with them, see how they might be able to support your business through all this.
And just one last reminder to everyone listening. If this deep dive gave you some good insights, please hit that follow button so you don't miss out on future chats like this.
Yeah, and please share it. Send it to anyone in your network who could use this info on the changing search world.
Absolutely. Now, just one final thing to chew on. A provocative thought, maybe.
Okay.
As AI gets woven deeper into search, how does your content strategy need to change beyond just ranking in the blue links?
Yeah.
How do you make your content the trusted source that gets picked for those AI answers?
That's a big one.
Yeah. Like what new kinds of valuable content, maybe things beyond articles and blogs, might become really essential in this new search era? Something to really think about as you plan ahead.
That's a really crucial question for everyone right now.
Yeah.
And, as always, if you need some expert help figuring out how to adapt your strategies in this digital landscape,
Please reach out to us at Shield Media. We're really focused on helping Western clients hit their online goals with effective local SEO, PPC, and SMM.
fantastic. And one more time, please hit follow. Please share this deep dive to help others stay informed. Lex, Vera, thank you so much for sharing all your expertise today.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to this deep dive.